Hi everybody, how's it going? It is Thursday, October 21st, 2021. My name is Melissa and this is my channel Geeky Witch about all things cross-stitch in my life. I have been doing a daily brief video every day this month to do a unboxing of the Black Needle Society trick-or-treat box and also show my day-to-day progress reports on my focus piece for October, which is Witch's Wheel by Glendon Place. Today I'm going to be changing things a little bit. I am going to show those items, but also talk about this weekend's upcoming 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Marathon. So if you are not familiar with that, that is run by Jen Lee, who also is a FlossTuber. If you look up her name or 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, she'll pop up for you. And it essentially is a weekend-long stitch-along to put in 24 hours of cross-stitch into whatever the heck you're working on. You can rotate pieces, you can work on one piece, totally up to you. It's, you know, whatever kind of stitching you do. And just hooray progress. Lots of fun, whatnot. Some people I think will probably be getting online to chat. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have their own private get-alongs this weekend, but it's become kind of a big deal and a lot of fun, and we all have Jen to thank for it. So in planning for that this weekend, I'm taking into account what I've been working on for this month with my focus piece, but also to it looks like it's in great shape. So the reality is I probably need a couple other pieces sitting in the wings just to have prepared to stitch this weekend. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to show you all of that stuff today. And I once again have a Toby who's sitting on my planner because it is a paper thing. So therefore, the cat must sit on it because it becomes his. So he may or may not move. I don't know, but he's very comfortable sitting next to me right now. I also have another one on the other side of me. I have Leia sitting in a box in a windowsill in Sunbeam. So I'm surrounded by cats today. So let's get started with stitching stuff, progress, plans, whatnot. And then, of course, as always, I will do a verbal reminder for spoilers before we do opening, and hopefully I won't flick that off the table. All right, so Witch's Wheel, Glendon Place. I made good progress, better than I thought I was going to yesterday, because I had a full boat yesterday getting stuff done for errands and whatnot yesterday, and distance learning with my son and all of that. Oh yes, and now Toby's getting up. Go on. Okay, he's leaving. All right. So, this is going to be done by tomorrow with the stitching part of it. I will not be getting the beading done on it by the end of October purely because I don't remember where I put them. I bought them when I bought the pattern, and that was back in 2011, 2010, 2011. I haven't done any beading in 3 years or so, so my beading container is meandered somewhere. I think I know where it is, but I'm not quite sure, and I'm not going to buy them again because I literally bought all the beads I need. And I don't do a lot of projects with beading, so I don't want to rebuy them. So, all right, I have the arrow facing up. Good, okay. So here's where we are today. That was Toby. So yesterday, oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. I finished these two spiders, and I'm mostly done with the snake that's winding. So tonight, obviously, I'm going to be finishing the snake head, and there is a mouse here, and there is a cauldron here, just like on this one. And then this is done. Isn't that amazing? So the one thing I do want to point out, because someone might say that I'm forgetting stitches, on the top half here, this spider is hanging down by a thread. But on the pattern and on the model, the two bottom spiders do not have that thread, probably because they're at the bottom and it would look kind of funny. So I opted to keep them as the pattern has it standing. And that also will be a sign of what side goes up when I'm done, because my this side up arrow will be removed because there are beads that go here. That was just my stitching sign. It's just quickly backstitched in there for my own notes. So that's where I'm at. This sucker is almost done. I can't wait. For those who may have stumbled across me brand new today, this pattern is by Glended Place. It came out around 2010, 2011. The fabric is what is called for on the chart, which is Picture This Plus Solar. It's 32 count linen, and it may be coming off yellow in the picture a bit, but it is honestly, it's like primary orange and like a slightly dark, well, not slightly, it's a dramatic difference. A reddish orange are the dark stripes. It's entirely stitched in DMC black, and then there are 5 colors of Mill Hill beads that are going to be decorating this. So if it looks kind of funny, like you feel like something's missing, like maybe something should be coming out of the cauldron or whatnot, there will be. Trust me, there's more coming. But this is about done. Yay! So I have my stitching group tonight that we used to get together in person, but since the pandemic, we've been getting together by Zoom. That's a good almost 3 hours of stitching. I should definitely be able to get at least one more motif done, depending on how much we're talking, which is a lot sometimes. I could be done with this tonight. I'm not expecting to be. I think it's going to be tomorrow. But I am so happy, you have no idea, because this has been a long time coming. This is one of my projects that I started before I had my son, and he is now 8. So this is a long time whip. Yay! Hopefully I'll have a finish for you tomorrow, but like I said, I'm not expecting it tomorrow. I think Saturday morning I will. So that leads me to to 24 hours of cross stitch, in which I am planning to catch up on some whip go goals of mine. Because I've fallen behind. I'm a couple months behind now because I got focused on other things. So I decided to grab 2 of the projects that I have on my whip go goals for the year. And I had a very across the board generic 1,000 stitches on a project in the month that it's called. Obviously that has been altered a little bit since I didn't get them done in the month that they were called. So now it's 1,000 stitches on them by the end of the year. If it's something I've put 1,000 stitches in before the month it's called, I'm not counting that. It has to be from that month forward. So like Early Americans came up on my whip go board for this month, and I've most definitely done over 1,000 on them for the year. But I need to push forward and do another 1,000 and move it forward a little bit more. So that's how I'm doing it as my alteration on my goals to make it work for me. I decided to pull out one of my projects for September and one of my projects for August that didn't get done. So for September, I have Mirabilia's Midsummer Night Fairy. And oh yeah, I could put up the pattern for that one. So this is where I'm at on it. This is a piece that I adopted. And the majority of the stitching on this is from somebody else. I have worked a bit of the ribbons and of the tree limb that she is sitting on. But the majority of the other stuff was stuff that was done before, so I can't take credit for that. But I don't know what the call for the what fabric it's on, but it's awfully close to what the charted color is. So that's that, and let me grab my project bag so you can see the full piece, because I totally forgot to do that. And the picture fell out. All right, hang on. Do I have the picture in here? No, of course I don't. Oh, wait, yes I do. Okay. The Mirabilias would tuck an actual photograph in the corners here, so they always slide off. So that is what it will look like done. So it's about half done. It's charted in DMCs and some Krynic, and there are beads because, you know, it's a Mirabilia. But yeah, so 1,000 stitches to put in on this one. And I'm not sure exactly where because I haven't worked on it in quite a while. So I'm just going to see what makes sense and stitch from there. So that's that project. I'm going to put that right back in its bag since I have cats walking around. My project bag from BFF Bags. My friends Peggy and Roberta, who make the majority of the bags that I have, and I love them dearly. Okay, and the other project that I'm going to work on this weekend is the excuse me, the Linens and Threads 2020 Quaker Mystery, which was the family and friends one. I started this New Year's Day 2020, you know, figured, oh awesome, this will be a great one to get into. And of course then the pandemic hit and everything got derailed, and I never got past January last year because I was really just not in a good place mentally, and so it's kind of just floundered. And I absolutely love the piece. I love the piece. So I want to get this thing going. So this is where I'm at on it. I chose to do mine in what I'm calling a muted jewel tone. So they're all like the colors that you would think of as jewel tones, but they're the slightly darker shades of those colors. So it's a little deeper and a little bit richer. This is all the colors that will be on it. I'm not going to be adding any more colors. So the whole piece will be there. But as I said, this is only January. And January obviously isn't even done. So my hope is that with my 1,000 stitch goal, I think I may finish January's section off from last year. I don't have the full pattern of this one. I never finished printing it all out. But if you go to Linens and Threads on the internet, you can find the 2020 stitch along. This is a free stitch along. If you do want it, you probably want to get to it relatively soon, because I know like the 17 and 18 ones got pulled down just for bandwidth saving, and eventually they're going to do the same thing to 19, which was the peacock one, and then this 2020, and I don't know when that will happen, but assume it'll be probably either this year or next year. So they will give a warning and I can pass it along here, but that's what we're going to do. So this is on 46 count Bergen linen in color of Toasted Almond. This is a silk weaver. And like I said, 5 colors, all DMC, straightforward. So those are my plans for the weekend. I may get a little bit of stitching in on the ornament exchanges I need to do, well, that I'd like to do, but one of them I haven't fully committed to. The other one I have, but I've got a little more time on that. So we'll see where I am with that. Okay, so now I will say that if you are someone who has not opened day 21 of the Black Needle Society Trick or Treat box for this year and you want to remain spoiler free, this is where I should say goodbye to you for the day. Take care, and I will see you again soon. For those who are sticking around, let's get to it. Okay, so we are on day 21, and we have what looks like a floss box, because the other flosses have been in a box like this. So let's see. It's definitely floss, Ooh. Oh, those are pretty. Look at those. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The Penny Dreadful collection. We have Count Dracula is the purple. Dorian Gray is the orange. Let's see. Mina Harker is the yellow. And Dr. Jekyll is the green. And then this one, that's the multicolor. 65 Roses limited edition color for cystic fibrosis, called Penny Dreadful. Those are gorgeous. Those are from Treenway Silks. It's funny because I know that they're silk, but when you feel them, they almost feel more like cotton. They're a much different feeling silk. I haven't stitched with them, but I do have some of these in my stash. I just haven't had the right project to work on them yet. So I wonder if these are going to become the next project. I love the colors already. All right, and we have today's description. Penny Dreadful Silk Pack by Treenway Silks. 10-yard skeins each of hand-dyed silk inspired by the Penny Dreadful stories. Oh, interesting. So, okay, so they're the other ones that have been kitted together all say that these are the called for colors. So these may just be a floating, we don't know what they're for. Cool. Either way, you can't scream more Halloween than that, right? Awesome. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. So that is today's episode. I need to get back to work and not be slacking off on my projects, so I will be wrapping up here for today. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will see you again tomorrow, probably in the evening, as I get ready to get busy on all of my stitching for the weekend. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Bye.